On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Gunfire.
The sound or act of shooting a firearm, the noise created by multiple guns firing at the same time.
Examples:
Lethal gunfire. Burst of gunfire. The journalist heard the sound of gunfire while reporting in a war zone.
Incessant.
Continuing without interruption, constant, unceasing, or unremitting.
Examples:
Incessant chatter. Incessant rain. The incessant barking of the dog next door kept me up all night.
Barricade.
A barrier, often improvised or temporary, used to block passage or protect against danger or attack.
Examples:
Barricade fencing. Police barricade. The protesters built a barricade to prevent police from entering the area.
Presume.
To suppose or assume something to be true, often without sufficient evidence or proof, to take liberties, behave impolitely, or overstep one's bounds, often due to arrogance or ignorance.
Examples:
Presume innocence. Presume on his tolerance. I presume you've already made plans for the weekend since you didn't respond to my invitation.
Terrifying.
Very frightening or intimidating.
Examples:
Terrifying experience. Terrifying events. Large earthquakes often generate terrifying tsunamis.
Procession.
A group of people or vehicles moving in an orderly, ceremonial manner, often for a religious or official purpose.
Examples:
Procession of cars. Religious procession. The funeral procession slowly made its way to the cemetery.
Defunct.
No longer existing, operational, or functioning, extinct or dead, obsolete or out of use.
Examples:
Defunct company. Defunct law. The defunct amusement park was once a popular attraction.
Ostensible.
Appearing or seeming to be true, genuine, or plausible, but not necessarily so, outwardly appearing or declared to be one thing while being something different or hidden.
Examples:
Ostensible reason. Ostensible explanation. The ostensible purpose of the meeting was to discuss budgeting, but the real topic was employee layoffs.
Horrific.
Causing horror or disgust, gruesome and terrifying.
Examples:
Horrific experience. Horrific condition. The accident scene was horrific, with bodies and debris scattered everywhere.
Fumble.
To handle something awkwardly, to make mistakes or errors in attempting something.
Examples:
fumble about in a bag, fumble a grounder. The receiver fumbled the ball, and the other team recovered it.
Casualty:
A person who has been killed or injured in a war, accident, or other disasters, a victim.
Examples:
civilian casualty, military casualty. Unfortunately, the driver was the only casualty in the car accident.
Numb:
Unable to feel physical sensation and movement, not showing human feeling or sensitivity.
Examples:
numb with cold, a numb mind. My left arm became numb.
Faceless:
Lacking distinctive or individual features or characteristics, anonymous and impersonal.
Examples:
faceless enemy, faceless bureaucracy. The artist painted a series of faceless portraits to represent anonymity and self-discovery.
Nameless:
Without a name or unknown, not named or identified.
Examples:
nameless fear, nameless child. The victim could only describe their attacker as a nameless figure in the darkness.
Infer:
to form an opinion or conclude that something is true based on existing facts.
Examples:
infer quality from price, infer the possibility. Animal desire and preference are always inferred from their behavior.
Cartel:
a group of businesses or organizations that join together to control the production and distribution of a particular product or service, often to limit competition and increase profits.
Examples:
cartel agreement, drug cartel. The chocolate cartel was formed to control the price and supply of cocoa to chocolate manufacturers.
Dictator:
a political leader who has complete power over a country, especially one who has obtained control by force.
Examples:
military dictator, a dictator with enormous powers. A popular uprising led to the overthrow of the dictator.
Coca:
a plant native to South America whose leaves are used in the production of cocaine and other stimulants, a drink made from the leaves of this plant.
Examples:
coca paste, coca tea. The chewing of coca leaves has been a tradition in some Andean cultures for centuries.
Decentralize:
to move the power, control, or authority of an organization, government, or system from a single place to several smaller ones.
Examples:
decentralize authority, decentralize organizational structure. We need to decentralize our data to recover quickly from a disaster.
Reconcile.
To find a way of dealing with two or more ideas, needs, etc., that are opposed to each other to agree and coexist.
Examples:
Reconcile these differences. Reconcile a dispute. Sometimes it is challenging to reconcile science and religion.
Goon.
A person who is hired or employed to engage in acts of violence or intimidation on behalf of someone else, often for criminal or illicit purposes.
Examples:
Movie goon. Hired goon. The goon squad was hired to intimidate the protesters and disperse the crowd.
Confuse.
To mistake one thing for another, to make somebody hard to understand.
Examples:
Confuse the listener. Confuse fantasy with reality. Her remarks confused the debate.
Federate.
To unite or bring together into a federation or alliance, to form a confederacy or union with shared goals or interests.
Examples:
Federate global network. Federate labor unions. The countries decided to federate to gain more political power.
Sociopath.
A person who exhibits a disregard for other people's rights, feelings, and safety. Someone who lacks empathy or the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, sometimes used interchangeably with the term psychopath.
Examples:
Psychopathic sociopath. Narcissistic sociopath. The psychiatrist recognized signs of sociopathy in his patient's behavior.
Terrify.
To frighten someone very much.
Examples:
Terrify people. The threats terrify him. It would be best not to terrify your associates into doing complex tasks.
Gulf.
A large ocean inlet or deep bay that is partially enclosed by land.
Examples:
Gulf War. Gulf Stream. The Gulf of Mexico is a body of water in the southern United States.
Paratrooper.
An individual soldier trained to be dropped by parachute from an aircraft into an area of operation, which is part of airborne units and is trained for rapid deployment and assault operations.
Examples:
Paratrooper gear. Veteran paratrooper. He went through rigorous paratrooper training to be part of the airborne unit.
Treason.
The act of betraying one's country or government, especially by attempting to overthrow it or give aid and comfort to its enemies, a violation of allegiance or loyalty to one's country or government.
Examples:
High treason. Arrested for treason. The rebels were sentenced to death for committing acts of treason against the state.
Opportune.
Suitable or happening at a time that is suitable or convenient for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Opportune occasion. An opportune remark. The phone rang at the most opportune time. Diversify. To make something include more different types or things, to spread out activities or investments.
Examples:
Diversify my portfolio. Diversify energy sources. This inclusive environment has allowed the plant species to diversify. Kidnapping. The act of taking somebody away illegally and holding them captive. Examples: Kidnapping attempt. Mass kidnapping. She received a year's imprisonment for aggravated kidnapping. Prostitute. A person, typically a woman, who engages in sexual activity in exchange for payment. Examples: Prostitute street. A male prostitute. She turned to prostitute to make ends meet. Migrant. A traveler who moves from one region or country to another, especially to find work or better living conditions, a bird or an animal that moves from one place to another. Examples: Migrant worker. The movement of migrant birds. The government revoked his license to employ migrant labor crews. Incursion. A sudden or brief invasion or attack, the act of entering into something in a way that is not authorized or welcomed. Examples: Armed incursion. Sudden incursion. The enemy made an incursion into the country. Petty. Of little importance, trivial or insignificant, characterized by an undue concern for small details or rules, mean or spiteful in trivial matters. Examples: Petty crime. Petty cash. The petty arguments between coworkers were causing a toxic work environment. Addict. A person who cannot stop using or doing something as a habit, especially something harmful. Examples: A drug addict. Internet addict. We have become TV addicts due to video streaming services. Billboard. A large outdoor sign or display that is used for advertising, marketing, or public information, typically located along highways or main roads. Examples: Billboard advertising. Digital billboard. The new billboard on the highway promotes a popular vacation destination. Ephedrine. A natural alkaloid found in plants, particularly Ephedra sinica, with stimulant effects on the nervous system, used in the treatment of asthma and nasal congestion. Examples: Ephedrine tablets. Synthetic ephedrine. Ephedrine regulations have tightened due to potential health risks and its use in the synthesis of methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine.
Commonly known as meth or crystal meth, a powerful and highly addictive stimulant drug that affects the central nervous system.
Examples:
Methamphetamine addiction. Fatal methamphetamine overdose. The use of methamphetamine has been linked to several mental health disorders.
Undertone.
A low or muted tone or sound, often suggesting an underlying emotion, message, or meaning that is not explicitly stated, a subtle or subdued quality or aspect.
Examples:
Political undertone. A clear undertone of tension. The speech had a subtle undertone of criticism that didn't go unnoticed by the audience.
Reverence.
A deep respect for someone or something.
Examples:
Reverence for tradition. Pay reverence to him. The people of the village showed great reverence for the elderly.
Admiration.
The feeling or attitude of respect and approval for someone or something.
Examples:
Ungrudging admiration. Admiration by other people. The artist received admiration for their work from critics and fans alike.
Smuggle.
To import or export something or someone without paying appropriate customs duties, often illegally.
Examples:
Smuggle drugs. Smuggle herself out of a country. He was able to smuggle a gun inside the prison.
Acumen.
The ability to make sound judgments and quick decisions, especially when it comes to business or financial matters.
Examples:
Critical acumen. Financial acumen. His business acumen helped him make intelligent investments and grow his portfolio quickly.
Drone.
A low continuous humming noise, someone who takes more time than necessary, a pilotless aerial vehicle that is operated by remote control.
Examples:
Drone flight. The speaker's drone. He heard a drone of sirens roar from the neighboring town.
Catapult.
A device used to hurl an object a long distance.
Examples:
Powerful catapult. Catapult mechanism. The army used a catapult to launch large rocks over the castle walls.
Heroine.
A woman admired or idealized for her courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities, a woman who is the protagonist of a literary work or film.
Examples:
Medieval heroine. Tragic heroine. The brave heroine rescued the prince from the dragon's lair.
Outsource.
To contract out or transfer a job, task, or service to an external organization or party, often as a cost-saving measure.
Examples:
Outsource a non-core function. Outsource to India. The company decided to outsource its IT services to a third-party provider.
Videography.
The art or practice of filming or recording videos, often for commercial or artistic purposes.
Examples:
Videography equipment. Videography skills. The quality of videography in this film is exceptional.
Necessitate.
To make something necessary or essential, to require something as a condition or consequence.
Examples:
Necessitate compromise. Necessitate action. The new law will necessitate changes in our current procedures.
Accomplice.
A person who helps someone else commit a crime or wrongdoing, a partner or associate in a questionable or immoral activity.
Examples:
Accomplice in crime. Secret accomplice. The detectives found evidence that suggested the suspect acted as an accomplice in the murder.
Stubborn.
Refusing to change one's mind or behavior, despite persuasion or evidence to the contrary, unyielding, difficult to move or change.
Examples:
Stubborn attitude. Stubborn stains. He was so stubborn about his beliefs that he refused to listen to any other points of view.
Bliss.
Extreme happiness or joy.
Examples:
Ignorance is bliss. Ultimate bliss. The first 2 years of her marriage were sheer bliss.